The guard positions looked at is undervalued, but you look at their price per year. It doesn't reflect remotely the gap that is perceived between the value of a guard versus a tackle in the NFL, which I do think is actually a mistake on people paying the guards that rate. But I digress. We got the Miami Dolphins going. Selvin Banks here. 13 Greer will never do it. It's a dream, but it is a far-fetched one, even though, it is what it is. I don't love Kelvin Banks' foot speed. That's just something for me, man. Like, I'm a big foot speed guy, but the Dolphins getting offensive line would be great if, Greer had the balls to be able to, pull that off at 14. We have the Colts going Nicky M. Worry. Nick's going to blow up the combine. It's very realistic that he could go in this range. I would just say it's a good safety class. I'd go with the top-end corners. Instead, Falcons go Shamar Stewart at 15. It's possible he ended up really lighting it up at the Senior Bowl, showed even more explosiveness than he had before, and showed a lot more applied athleticism rather than just being an athlete, which I really appreciate for Shamar. He has raised up noticeably since my Edge video, which, again, we're going to be doing full updates and everything, and doing one final round of the bout. And, we're going to have probably 30, if not 40, edge rushers on there for you guys to be able to check out. Then we got the Cardinal to going Michael Williams there at pick number 16. Michelle is a fantastic edge rusher. I mean, I think that he's going to be, actually a lot better in the NFL than in college, and I don't like saying that for really anybody. But the thing is, as Mel got healthier and healthier, he got better and better, and by the end of the year I really thought that he was a first round of talent. And even though I don't think the Cardinals should necessarily be looking at Michelle Williams over, James Pierce, I do like the idea of them going after someone who has a freak athleticism, who has positional versatility, and who has incredible upside there for Gannon. You have the Bengals going to Donan 0, Waku at 17. There was no reason for him to leave the Senior Bowl early. I'm just going to be honest. He did not have the Senior Bowl that I think maybe he thought he did, but definitely not worth the 17th pick. And I love Donovan, a 0 Waku. I saw him in person, he is a very, very good player. But for the Bengals, I would necessarily be focused more so on acquiring top-end talent, like Ben Morrison, and bringing him back with his defensive coordinator there in Cincinnati. I think that was one of the main reasons why Ben Morrison ended up declaring. I wonder if he ended up talking to his DC and basically finding out that the floor of where he'll go is 17 because his DC believes in him that much. Otherwise, I don't really see much logic in him coming out, but Ero Waku is a bit early for me, especially with the quantity of edges in this class. Seahawks going Johan Campbell would be pretty damn fun. I want to see does, so linebacker depend system. I guess they're versatile playmaker, toolbox skills. But I mean, it doesn't. I really wish that there was a little bit more that we could see to tell if Eric's actually watched Jihad Campbell. Because I'm going to be real. Anybody who's talking about Jay Campbell needs to talk about his edge rushing presence. His background is literally the #1 edge rusher in his high school class. Okay, this guy has been built to play the edge. He just played linebacker because of the amount of edges there at Alabama. He's going to be a really, really good tweener, and I love him for a team like the Buccaneers, but, using him as a pure linebacker, that's going to be a little bit of a little bit of a limitation of his capabilities, and that's something I'm not a huge fan of. Buccaneers going Matt Golden here at 19. Matt Golden's a great receiver. He was my number 14 receiver coming into the year out of Houston, which is insane. And that doesn't even include dudes who ended up returning to school. But Matt Gold's a fantastic weapon. I don't really know if the Buccaneers should be going that route. At 19, I'd prefer, I think there's receivers that have some applicable talent that rivals Matt Golden's in terms of value that you can do in round 2 or 3, but I don't really know if the edge value at that point will be able to match the potential role that you're trying to fill. So I would prefer to go after an edge bottom line. Then we have the Bronc is going gone Loveland here at 20. It makes sense. Going after a tight end for a team that, was hoping get more out of Greg Dolit and then ended up saying bye-bye. So definitely going to add another weapon there and give Bonnick a really reliable option. Steelers somehow snag Will Johnson. Let's not even get into the fact that, he is a locked top 10 pick. Maybe he's a locked top 15, I think. It's that he slip